that big government is always listening. That they're always listening in. They can hear what we're talking about. But in this instance, people might know. We ended the show yesterday. Joshy had seen it. He had quickly seen it. We were running out of time. I mean, to be honest, we even went too long just for Josh to get off the reading of the tweet because we kind of bled into Wildy and Tausch. But the Wisconsin DOT, and this is something that we have been trying to work on. We were trying to work on like a Jen, Gabe, and Chewy PSA because, you know, Josh, you had mentioned it. Jen had put it into practice in a zipper merge out by her house in Mequon. But we've spent some time talking about traffic and laws and those sorts of things.
I'm not going to lie, though.
Yeah?
Joshy, do you have your reaction or no?
The audio from yesterday?
When he was fumbling at the end of the show,
yeah.
He's like, I thought it'd be bigger.
You thought so?
That was...
Because we knew we were already late. You thought that it was going to be some sort of bigger breaking and news announcement.
You don't want to know what I thought?
What did you think?
They traded Jordan Love.
What?
That's what I thought. That's how...
Wait, so when Joshy goes, oh my God, I can't believe this.
But he's stumbling. He's like, what?
That was off air. I was trying to get us back from break, so no one heard that. They just heard me read a tweet.
Oh, I thought everyone heard it.
No, that was all.
That was the magnitude of the information I thought we were going to receive.
So you think that it wasn't, the reaction that Joshy gave was not justified because the news wasn't big enough, that the Wisconsin DOT is clearly reading Josh's tweets, clearly listening to the show, and stealing our PSA ideas when it comes to zipper merges.
Now, I love the fact that he kind of took a page out of my book, where I think everything I say is the most important thing in the world. That I respect. Okay, Josh?
Yep.
We're on the same page there.
Believe me, brother.
Guys are on the same page.
But I thought they traded Jordan Love. I wish we had that because I thought the people could hear it.
Yeah, no, it was, that was just, we weren't quite back yet, but.
He's right.
But now I want to explore more of why your brain would go to trade Jordan Love. They literally just signed the guy to the biggest contract in NFL history.
But you heard him. He was choking. He couldn't get words out.
Sure.
He was fumbling.
However, if the Packers had indeed traded Jordan Love, I don't think, it would have been on the televisions everywhere. I don't think Josh would have been, and no offense to Josh, because he does a great job of, kind of monitoring everything during the show that we can't necessarily always be on top of. My phone would be blowing up. Your phone would be blowing up.
I don't know the connections Joshy has. I mean, all right, maybe they traded Giannis. That would have warranted that as well, right?
Also... Yeah. Would have been really hard to keep that one a secret. Again, that's blowing up everywhere.
You don't know what kind of connections my guy has.
I'm guessing Shams and Woj have better connections when it comes to a Giannis trade.
The reason I was struggling was because we were coming back from break. I was trying to send you guys also the tweet while trying to read you the tweet. I have to hold this button back here to talk to your guys' ear when you're in different rooms. So, as I'm moving and shuffling things all around, I was cutting out.
But we literally had 20 seconds to end the show.
Yeah, it was. We haven't had bigger breaking news since Jordan Love signed a contract.
About this zipper merge, or are you passionate about they stole your rant or your idea?
It's the Wisconsin DOT. The fact that they would be using something I said, that's great. That's a governmental organization. They're getting PSAs out to the people to give people context here.
All right, let me ask you a question. If it was my idea, you wouldn't have had the same reaction.
I would have had the exact same reaction.
If
you would have let it go to the next day.
So here's the thing. Not that I want to completely discredit Joshy, because I think he's onto something here. But I fully believe that if you would have had the rant that Josh had and the Wisconsin DOT is tweeting about it.
Yes.
Yeah, clearly they're listeners of the show, and they're trying to ride your coattails.
This is all. Can I explain it in the simplest terms?
Please.
All the DOT is trying to say
Is that they're
fill
fans.
up both lanes, flipping off of someone that is blowing past you in one lane is not the wrong thing to do. It's the equivalent, and people do this because they're stupid, and mostly young kids because they're stupid, is when you're sitting at a stop sign and it's been green for about 6 seconds and you're clearly sitting there texting, and then I hit my horn behind you and you flip me off, you're a moron because you're the one creating the problem. Am I right? Is that a good analogy?
So he said 6 seconds. How long do you think it actually was, Josh?
2.5, 3.
No, I go 3.
I mean, but three is
I
still.
go 3 in Wisconsin, Florida, it's 1.5.
I was about to say 3 is plenty. Like when the light turns green, if you go 1, 2, 3, and they're still there, yeah, you can honk. I mean, I don't know if I'm
But
going.
does it warrant?
Does it warrant
when
wake
you're
up.
clearly texting to flip someone off?
Yeah, no, they shouldn't be flipping you off.
Well, it's just like the zipper merge.
Oh, correct. Like, well, Josh, okay. So let's take a step back. We need the 10,000-foot view here, Josh, because, like, what was it, a month, 2 months ago?
6'5". I tweeted, are Wisconsinites too polite to properly use zipper merges? Precious few people pull all the way up like it's intended.
So the next day, we talked about it on the show. Mm-hmm. About, when you have a zipper merge, a lane ending, and not like, exit-only lane. We're talking about lane ending.
Yes.
So those are two different things. Lane ending, you zipper merge.
Yes.
Fill up the lanes, you take turns, and that helps with the congestion.
Yes, it moves the traffic along. And my contention was, because I acted the same way, where when I saw a lane was emptying, I immediately always tried to go over because I didn't want to look like a jerk who was pulling all the way up, skipping people in line.
Yeah, because, again...
It has nothing to do with they're too nice. They just don't know.
I think people don't know, but I think the urge to get over ASAP is to not be screwing other people over and going way up past the line of cars. That's to me the main reason why people don't do it, because I've felt that way. Like, why should I be able to pull up and skip this line of 20 cars because they're all waiting and they all got over in time? But that's not the best way to do it.
No, it isn't. It's not.
Because you're leaving real estate out there. Literally spaces for other cars.
Fill all the lanes. That is going to help with the backup of traffic. So we have been trying to put this into people's heads. We've been trying to schedule dates. It's been tough where we could do our own Jen, Gabe, and Chewy PSA around this topic. Mm-hmm. And now the Wisconsin DOT is jumping on Josh's bandwagon with a very similar tweet to what you had sent out 2 months ago.
Yes, their tweet reads, lane closures are common when entering work zones. Resist the urge of being, quote, Midwest nice by merging early. Do the zipper merge instead. Using both lanes and taking turns at the merge point can help clear up backups and keep traffic moving smoothly.
Are they doing this because of things to come, you think?
Well,
because I've never, in all my years, I'm 92, I don't know the math, but this is the most construction
32.
I have ever seen there's construction everywhere.
43 is.
So are they doing that now because there's even more construction?
Well, I know there's more on 43 is like, I think if I had to guess, a 100-year project.
Yeah.
It's definitely not going to be done in my lifetime, but maybe if one day I have children, it might be done in theirs. Because 43 is a mess. But again, that's where I wanted to clarify, because if you're going north on 43, I believe Atkinson, so they have 3 lanes, but on Atkinson, which is just south of Capitol, that's an exit-only lane. Mm-hmm. So you're not zipper merging there. But later, when up by Silver Spring, it's going from 3 down to 2 because the left lane ends. There, if there's congestion, you want to zipper merge people. We should be able to get this together. And now we are going to have a guest on Friday, Josh, so we could try to get to the bottom of this.
Yes. I believe his name is Jason Roselle from the Wisconsin DOT. There are many different people that work there in their public relations. He is described as, let me pull up his name here. He is the construction chief of the Wisconsin DOT for the southeastern Wisconsin. So we're going to have him on. We're going to ask, because it feels like zipper merges has always existed. We just haven't called them that.
Sure.
And then there has been recently a push for people to properly understand them and use them. Because I also think there's kind of like we've learned more about traffic and
sure,
and how things should be going and how to be more efficient. And we're kind of still stuck in the times where, I mean, remember, like in the early 2000s, there just weren't roundabouts. Those just didn't exist.
No, it was just four-way stops.
I remember when I was driving, doing my driver's test at like 16, my teacher took me out like to a far-flung area to go just try and use one and test one because, hey, if you ever run into these, you need to know how to use it. And now I just can go anywhere. They're everywhere.
It's crazy to me because you're 100% right. Like, it's crazy to me, like, we had to learn how to use roundabouts. They seem pretty self-explanatory, but
remember
they're
disasters?
starting to pop up in Florida now everywhere.
Oh, boy.
And the old people do not know how to drive.
They're just going around in a circle or what?
I love it because it's like anticipation. It's kind of like 22 Rattler or 22 Snake. It's like when the Z busts to the post, you want to come right off his ass. So I do that in the roundabouts. I'm like, I can make that.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be tight, but I can make it.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Down there, they freak.
I mean,
I'm sure they do.
There's an entire near Mobcraft down here in Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah.
Where that roundabout has a camera that someone sets up because someone just flies through it and over it like once a week.
I was about to say, I feel like at least once a month on my social media page, I see a car who's just in the middle of that roundabout because they just don't.
You know, it'd be fun, though.
What's that?
About 6 inches of snow and no one around. just flat tracking that thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually a good idea.
Well, now we're upsetting Linda. Linda texts in 800-990-3776. Linda in the Falls, please stop telling people about the zipper merge. I use it all the time, but since no one else does, it saves me minutes on my commute.
Touche.
So now Linda's upset with us.
The problem is I've been in the spot where utilizing the zipper merge properly, where people just won't let you in.
Yes,
because they
blocking.
think you're trying to screw everyone over and skipping the line. So you're just like kind of stuck there trying to, I mean, you basically have to go bully ball and just wedge your front end there and the other person behind you stop. Because some people are understandably like, why do you get to skip everyone? Are you better than all of us?
But you're not skipping in this situation.
No,
you are using it properly.
Yes.
And I know you were having this conversation with your girlfriend last night, Joshy. Even though she now has all this information, you have been sitting there. You have been stumping for this. This has been your campaign platform for the last 2 months. And now you are being backed up by big government, the Wisconsin DOT. She still doesn't care.
No, she said she's getting over immediately. She's still doing it that way, and then she's not going to let people in who skip the line. So we've got a long way to go. I mean, last time we brought this up, people were anti me and the zipper merge take, like I was making it up on my own. I think the Wisconsin DOT coming on and telling us this is how you're supposed to be doing it, and it will make everyone's life better, I think can be big. I also think we need to try and weasel our way into like actual PSAs because they do them.
Oh, yeah.
And if we do a Jen, Gabe, and Chewy guest star, I mean, you don't got to pay us. We'll be there. We want our faces out there.
Well,
we have to pay him.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, I wouldn't speak for everybody here. You think he's showing up for free? Unless we do it in front of his house.
Nah, then we're
then he's in.
Can we use a cardboard cutout of you? Can we use your likeness? Like, just put you in the car?
You've done it before.
Can I
just before.
Yeah.
Can we just put this in the front seat? Can we just keep this guy like right next to me? Or maybe me and you, I'll be sitting in the back seat,
You
with
used
me
a
and you.
cardboard cutout of me at your wedding.
What?
Or you superimposed my face on a picture. You don't remember that?
What do you mean?
I have the picture, Gabe.
Oh, well, Ashton did that because you had left.
You had left pre-picture for the show.
Yeah, Jen wanted a picture at my wedding.
You're surprised by it. I gave you four.
No, hey, look, I fully blame Jen and Dario. If she wanted the picture, she needed to show up earlier. Yeah, she needed to show up earlier. I think the only actual picture of Chewy at my wedding that exists, like I'm still in trouble for this.
Oh, your mother?
Is with my aunt.
Oh, your aunt.
So Chewy took a picture with my aunt. it was funny because, I'm walking around, you're saying hi to everybody, and I can see my aunt is looking over at Chewy. I'm like, Aunt Sarah, what's going on? Well, my friends, they're just not going to believe that Mark Chmura is at my nephew's wedding. And she's like trying to awkwardly take a picture of you from like a distance. I'm like, do you just want a picture with him? Oh, yeah, just come on. And then I took the picture with, you and my Aunt Sarah. Still have it on my phone.
Sure.
And the problem is that the one thing my mom wanted out of my wedding reception was, I want to meet Chewy. And I said, yep, we can do that. But again, you start getting busy and then Chewy leaves. And now I've got a picture where my aunt met Chewy, but my mom did not meet Chewy.
Oh, boy.
So I still hear about that from time to time.
Eh.
I gotta fix that at some point, big guy.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
I ain't going to Oregon.
No. I would,
maybe for duck hunting.
Hunting. You're not going duck hunting either. I would probably have to bring her here for a show. I think that's the only way that one's happening. Yeah, because yes, you are not going to Horicon.
Good duck hunting, though.
Oh, yeah, goose hunting, the whole thing. We also want to discuss what the best divisions in football are. ESPN.com has ranked them. We dive into that conversation coming up next here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. But I want to tell you about the Wisconsin Country Club because they are giving back to the community, and so can you. Coming up in just 5 days, Swing for Cindy. You can help raise money for ALS on August 26th. It's a 10 a.m. shotgun start, silent auction, raffles, punting contest, and more. Just go to thewisconsincountryclub.com and find the contact information for Don Tracy or Derek Gentry to sign up. You know how much I love the Wisconsin Country Club. I joined out there almost a year ago now at this point. It's a great golf course. Beautiful course. It's challenging. Gives you everything you're looking for there. But if you're looking for something more out of a country club, they also have pool, tennis, pickleball, themed Sunday fun days at the pool. No assessments ever. No food and beverage minimums. Find out more at thewisconsincountryclub.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound on 43, backing up from about Locust up to Keefe. We've also got some delays now westbound 94 from just west of 27th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's a little tight from just east of 84th Street all the way to 68th. And then westbound on 894 from the Mitchell interchange could be slow all the way to 68th Street. Traffic is brought to you by Johnson & Sons Paving. Follow the 3 R's of asphalt maintenance to avoid minor issues becoming huge headaches. Reseal, repair, and replace. Learn more at johnsonsonspaving.com. And check in the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, chilly start, mostly sunny and beautiful with a high of 73 at the lake, 76 inland. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 55 at the lake, 50 inland. Weather is brought to you by QC Kinetics. Learn how QC Kinetics can use advanced regenerative medicine to treat pain and restore your mobility. Call for a free consultation, 414-285-3474. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
You've paid too much for that nice ride. Why put it through a gas station car wash when you can treat it to Tsunami Express instead? At Tsunami Express Car Wash, you can expect nothing but the best with unlimited wash memberships, state-of-the-art wash technology, and powerful free vacuums. Tsunami Express is now open in Midtown Milwaukee at the intersection of Fond du Lac Avenue and Capitol Drive. Get a free car wash only at the Tsunami Express Midtown Milwaukee location August 21st through September 1st. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at TsunamiExpress.com.
The greatest stories aren't found in books or films or folk songs. The stories that truly bring us together are found in ESPN Fantasy Football. Stories of late-round love and first-round heartbreak. Tales of Hail Marys and Monday Night Miracles. Chronicles of punishments. Oh, the punishments. Friends growing closer than ever through the power of humiliation. It's all here. And while the football might be fantasy, the stories, very real. Download the ESPN Fantasy app, sign up, and write the story of your season.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
And now for the Pella play-by-play, I'm Jeff Levering alongside Gina Della from Pella.
Thanks, Jeff. How do you say welcome?
With a new entry door from Pella.
Say it with color.
Like baseball bat oak or foul pole yellow?
Say it with class.
Like following players' unwritten baseball rules.
With clarity.
Like a no-doubter shot off the scoreboard?
Or with confidence.
Like an overachieving first-place team who experts predicted would be below average this season.
Before saying welcome with your new entry door from Pella, secure an incredible deal.
Like a ruthless baseball player's agent. Here's a deal you cannot pass up.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 60 months with no money down and equal payments.
That's the ball game. A Pella walk-off.
Your new entry door from Pella is installed and warranted by Pella for years of comfort and durability.
Don't miss out on 0% interest for up to 60 months with no money down and equal payments.
Schedule your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 8/31/2024.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I thought
Salvation
every time
Army.
that they hear their name when it's non-scheduled, that's what they want to hear.
I could hear Ashley laughing in the background.
Am I right or wrong?
He's not wrong. Hey, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He is wrong.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Don't be in West Bend on the Talk and Text line 800-990-3776. Wants to point out that it's not a Wisconsin roundabout unless there's a quick trip on at least one side.
Yeah, sometimes two. That is a very good point.
Ryan thinks, in terms of the zipper merges, and then we'll move on, I think they just simply need to change the language. Instead of saying right or left lane ends, they simply need to merge to single lane ahead. That way, the polite people don't know which side to get into. Here's the problem with that, Ryan. And I know it has happened on occasion where, the middle lane is the one that ends. But typically, you kind of know which lane is going to be ending. You can use the context clues ahead of you to know which one is going to be left or right,
Also, I think habit. People, if they take that way, say, every day to work,
Yeah.
they just know, and then they start getting over early, and then that's what causes it to back up because everybody's on one side, not using all the real estate available to them.
So we will, again, continue to talk about this for the rest of the week because we do have a guest coming on Friday from the Wisconsin DOT to discuss the zipper merges with us a little bit more. We do have Adam Schefter here coming up shortly. But ESPN.com, Chew, has a story out right now ranking the 8 divisions. So 2 questions before we get to Schefty for you. 1, what is the toughest division in football, according to ESPN.com? And then where does the NFC North rank?
Okay, so let's make it simple. Let's go with the best is the AFC North. And then let's go with the worst is the NFC South. Would you agree with those?
I would agree with those, and ESPN.com also agrees. NFC South is the worst. AFC North is the best, according to ESPN.com.
See, it's... the Bears are the wild card, but you don't know how good they're going to be. I mean, everyone thinks they're going to be better.
Yeah.
I still don't think they're winning 10 games.
So I saw an interesting stat on this. I think I threw it in our shared sheet. Over at ESPN Bet, the Bears at 8.5 wins are the most bet on under. So the most people at ESPN Bet think the Bears are going to win less than 8.5 games.
Putting their money out there.
All right, so with that being said, I am going to go with the AFC East as the second best.
The AFC East is 5th.
That's stupid. ESPN gets awful dumb at times, don't they?
The Patriots are really bad.
Yeah, but the Jets, Dolphins, and the Bills will be relevant. I don't understand why people are underselling the Jets. I just don't. I know there's dysfunction, but there's same dysfunction in Chicago.
They're the Jets.
I know.
No, there's not that level of dysfunction. Like, is there dysfunction in Chicago? Yes.
How many games do you think the Jets are going to win?
9.
10. I was hoping you were going to say 6, so that lost a lot of my thunder. The second best division.
I disagreed with this. I thought this was crazy that this was the number 2 division at ESPN.com.
The West? NFC West?
NFC West.
Yeah, I don't see that. Arizona's terrible.
I mean, Seattle's okay.
Seattle.
They're fine. Like, they're a competitive team, right?
I still don't understand the love. The love for the Rams can't just be Stafford.
Well, it's not just Stafford because the offense is good.
It's good.
Like, it's.
I mean, 2 great receivers. Tight end's okay. And what's running back is
No, their running back's pretty good.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kyron Williams is yeah. They've got offensive weapons there and a great offensive head coach.
Okay, so that was 3 or 2?
That was 2.
That was 2. I will go 3. I will go I'll put the NFC North here.
NFC North is number 3.
Okay. Followed by
NFC North is number 3.
Followed by Kansas City Chargers. Broncos. Man, they suck. I guess AFC West?
AFC West is 7.
Wow. NFC East?
NFC East is 6.
What am I looking for? 4?
You're looking for number 4.
All right, North.
We've already done the North.
All right.
The 3.
AFC South is number 4.
I've lost interest because this list is so stupid. You know what I mean? It's so dumb. I'd really like to meet the people that put this together. You know?
I mean, we could facilitate that.
Football, Dan Graziano's the one who put it out there. He used Football Power Index, and I don't think there's one person behind that. You should love the Football Power Index because you're a big algorithm guy.
Yeah. Algorithms.
And that's what the FPI is.
Yeah. I told you how much I looked at the algorithms or the analytics when I played, when they gave us that 30-page sheet on Tuesday.
Nobody's more inconsistent on algorithms than you. Like 2 weeks ago, you loved him. Oh, there's got to be an algorithm for that.
Do the list, and I'll do mine real quick.
We don't have time for that.
All
right. Well, you put yours together. We'll do it after Adam Schefter. We can ask Schefty about this, see what he thinks. That's all coming up next with Adam Schefter. But you can relive the greatest postseason run in Milwaukee Bucks history with the Bucks in 6 podcast. Bucks in 6 presents a special series commemorating the Bucks title run in 2021. From the thrilling 7-game series against the Nets to the 50-piece from Giannis in the finals, immerse yourself in the sounds of each playoff round. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now, bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
So far, pretty good morning on the roads. We've got our usual delays on northbound 43 from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up towards Keith. The westbound side of 94, a bit heavy out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound 94 has some slowdowns between Meadowbrook Road and Highway 16 through that construction zone. Then you're back on the brakes from 92nd Street through the Stadium interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, chilly start, mostly sunny and beautiful though, with a high of 73 at the lake, 76 inland. Tonight, clear skies with a low of 55 at the lake, 50 inland. Weather is brought to you by Higher Love Cannabis Company. Find your Higher Love today, only 59 miles from Green Bay. Find higherlove.com/CBD. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Summer may be slowing down, but the deals at Vivid Seats haven't. Whether it's scoring MLB tickets for a night at the ballpark or locking down the biggest matchups for the upcoming football season, Vivid Seats has you covered. With the only rewards program in the game, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats has something for every fan. Catch the deals you want for the games you crave, all backed by a 100% buyer guarantee. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
The Island invites you to fall into golf with late season rounds at Sweetgrass or Sage Run.
Yeah,
the vibrant fall colors and cooler temperatures make for great days out on the golf course. Fall golf rates run September 16th through the end of the 2024 season, with tee time starting at $75 and stay and play packages starting at $110. And submit your 2025 golf package request early to guarantee choice dates. Plan your fall golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's original craft vodka. In 1995, Tito Beveridge built his very own distillery and put his life savings into it. Since then, he's won the unanimous Judge's Choice Double Gold Medal at the World Spirits Competition, the Chairman's Trophy for World's Best Vodka Tonic, and many others. Tito's Handmade Vodka is still made on the same land where he started it, all in Austin, Texas. Distilled from corn and gluten-free. Visit us at titosvodka.com for recipes, videos, and more. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof. Crafted to be savored responsibly.
For love of the game.
But there's nothing like being selected to the Olympic team.
And love of their country.
Championship of that level, gold medal, means more.
Tune into Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Inside stories from Buck stars on the agony and triumph of competing to win it all at the Olympics. It's Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
Everyone's go-to source for all NFL news.
Adam Schefter teased some big breaking news. Adam, you've told us about it. What do we got?
Adam's on the phone. Adam, you got more news? What do you got?
They're going with another move, and here is the man who knows all, Adam Schefter.
And we're going to get right to some breaking news here that just came down. This tweet from Adam Schefter.
It's ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter.
Each side gets wins, right? They have Jordan Love under contract for the next 5 years. Let's get this deal in the books. Let's get it done the way we want, structure it. If you're Jordan Love, you're banking all that guaranteed money. You're set. You're set for life. So, again, I think both sides win.
Adam Schefter on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Also sponsored by Island Resort and Casino.
Always love talking to Adam Schefter here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Do it every Wednesday. Good morning, Adam. How are you?
You know, good morning, guys. Jen's had a very light summer. I got to say something. You can tell I said that. Like, I mean, who's gotten more time off than Jen Latta?
Greeny.
Maybe, but Jen, it's tough to beat what she's at, the schedule she's at.
I'll tell you what.
To be in Ireland, I know they're saying it's work and everything, but come on, man.
Great. Hey, it's great to have you on here, Shefty, certainly. So before we get to the football stuff, living out east like you do they when one lane is ending and you're driving, one lane is ending and the two lanes have to come together, do you guys call that a zipper merge? Because it's been a big push here in the state of Wisconsin.
I've never heard zipper merge. Back east we call, let me just cut you off and piss you off as much as you can. That's what it is back east, okay? They don't really care about zipping and merging. They care about getting ahead, cutting off the car right there, and making people as aggravated as possible. Every person for himself on the East Coast.
Yeah, well, so it's kind of different here because when people know the one lane is ending, Midwest Nice tells you get over as soon as you can, but then you get pissed off because you think someone's zipping to the front of the line when really you should be filling all lanes. We're trying to, the Wisconsin Department of Transportation is jumping on our producer Joshy's back, who had this tweet a couple of months ago about, hey, drive all the way up. That way we can keep traffic flowing. So I just didn't know how it worked out east, but I could have just asked Chewy, and I think you'd have given me a similar answer to you.
Yeah.
Chewy, each man for himself, right?
Oh yeah, the flashing of the headlights. Get out of the way. They don't do that here. Yeah, it's a battle driving. On
Wait, so do you try to then purchase as big of a vehicle as you can? Because I mean, having a big truck is making you more intimidating than, I don't know, like a little Honda Civic.
Me buying a truck?
No. Passing on the truck.
Adam, the East Coast equivalent of the zipper merge in the Midwest is trying to find the shortest line at toll booths. Well, they'll go from the farthest one and cut all the way across like they're the only ones there to get to the shortest line. Am I right?
That's regular. Like, there's this one lane leading to a highway to my house where it's always backed up, and there's always some jerk who's cutting way up to the front of the line, then forcing his way in, merging, trying to squeeze in between everybody. Everybody's honking. That's the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it works here.
Right. Well, let's dive into the football stuff then, shall we? I am fascinated with this Brandon Ayuk situation, just again, as a Packers fan, because I think the 49ers are not as good of a team without Brandon Ayuk. I eventually think they're going to figure this out, Adam, but the longer this goes on, I guess I'm just questioning okay, how is this actually going to end for the Niners and their number one wide receiver?
Yeah, I keep referring to the dates on this because I do think it's relevant and it becomes increasingly relevant. It is now Wednesday, August 21st. Wednesday, August 21st. We've yet to see Brandon Ayuk, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase practice this summer. Now, you could say that means nothing, and that very well may be right if they can get deals done relatively soon, and we'll get specifically to Brandon Ayuk and any other questions you have. But it is August 21st, and I don't think it's an ideal situation, even if they got deals done today, to have these guys just step in and start getting ready for the regular season opener. Like, it's not easy. I think you're at risk for some soft tissue injuries, muscle strains, whatever it may be. It's not ideal. Now, I'll tell you this. I know there were these breathless reports yesterday about Brandon Ayuk and the 49ers meeting. I don't think they're any closer to a deal today than they were when those reports came out. The deal's the deal. You're going to sign it or not. You're going to get traded or not. And this has dragged on way longer than it ever should have. For whatever reason, he's not ready to take the deal. They're not ready to trade him. They're not ready to, whatever it is, it's August 21st. And there's no deal, and there's no trade, and they're in the same spot. So this has not gone the way that anybody would have wanted. And it's still not going the way that anybody would have wanted. Now, could they wrap it up today? Sure. But they haven't yet. And the same goes for the Cowboys and CeeDee Lamb and the Bengals and Jamar Chase. And I don't get the sense on any of them right now that a solution is imminent. Now, could that change later? Absolutely. It's one call at these kids, but I don't think any of them are imminent right now.
Adam, were you surprised by Tua's interview with Dan Lebitard about some of the comments he made on Brian Flores?
Well, there's a couple of ways that you can answer that, right? Number one, Dan is a tremendous interviewer, and he puts people at ease. And he gets them into these zones where they say things like that. So that's a credit to Dan, number one. Number two, I think Tua has done enough work on himself. This is not something that all of a sudden he suddenly felt like he has told similar things to other people at various points in time, just not for the public to hear. So here he was ready, maybe in part because of the way Dan interviews people, maybe in part because of the work Tua's done, maybe in part because of the success he's had in the contract he signed and the point he's at in his life, maybe a part of all those things that he feels that he's comfortable to step forward and say exactly what's on his mind, no matter how damning it is to Brian Flores. So he comes out and says that basically Brian Flores is a terrible person. Those are his words.
Mm-hmm.
And he details how he was treated. Now, again, it's interesting because he had a good record with Brian Flores too. And I think people forget that. So whatever Brian Flores was saying or doing from a football standpoint was producing some positive results, although it clearly damaged Tua's psyche and hindered him as a quarterback. So I think that Tua's at a point in his career's life that he's comfortable enough saying, I don't really care. I'm going to be honest and say how I feel. Now, Chewy, I guarantee during the course of your career, you had all kinds of coaches, and some love you up and some grind you down, and everybody's got a different approach, and maybe the best ones are the most emotionally intelligent ones that know when you need love and when you need to be pushed and prodded, right? So it sounds like Tua got just grinded down. That was it. Not shown a lot of love. He carried it with him, and he decided to unload all of it to Dan.
Yeah, see, my take on it, Adam, because I played with guys that could not take any criticism whatsoever. And I'm not sure if that was Tua, but then you look at Tua and like you played under Nick Saban, who is a very tough, grinding coach. But then I also had coaches. I always saw coaches, Adam, that yelled and sweared all the time and that was don't know how to coach. And they're just masking that. So I didn't know which side to believe here. That's why I was talking with Gabe yesterday. I'm like, well, let's see what teammates say or other coaches say. And we really didn't get any of that, did we? So I'm like in limbo. I don't know who to believe.
Well, again, I think there were people around that program that knew that was sort of happening and knew that Tua felt that way. And I do remember the morning that Brian Flores was fired, which was the Monday after the regular season ended, that there were people that were very surprised that he was fired at that point in time. And every year we get a surprise firing. That year was the surprise firing. People were looking to figure out why it was. And I think the Dolphins felt like, in part, we've got to step in here and help save our quarterback. I think that had to be a part of their thinking at that time.
Adam, we're sitting here watching the Packers, and they rested 31 players when they went to Denver for their game this past Sunday. Is the league pretty split? Because obviously then you see Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes throwing behind-the-back passes to Travis Kelce, and clearly their starters are playing, again, probably not as much as they did 20, 30 years ago, but their starters are still going out there where the Packers not really doing that as much. Where is the league on playing starters in the preseason? Is it pretty split 50-50, or is it leaning more one direction versus the other?
I think everybody's got their own ideas of what works for them. And there are some coaches that shun it. Now, you say the Packers rested 31 players and didn't play any regulars. And I think a large part of that is the fact that they're out there in Denver.
Yeah, they had the joint practice. Mm-hmm.
That's exactly right, for a couple of days. And they're going at it in a more controlled environment where they can get their players the reps and work that they need against different tough competition, and then not have to put them into a game environment and let the guys fighting for the back end of the roster spots to be out there and try to see what they can do. So the coaches are still using preseason the way that they should, but the fact of the matter is they're doing it in a different way. And so they can better control it and get a better handle on it and do it in that regard. So the joint practices accomplish the goals of what preseason games used to. Joint practices didn't exist. Now that those joint practices are occurring, the coaches and teams are getting the work that they need to there so they don't have to do it in the game. So the game is left over for all those guys, even though the game is the game that we watch and not see one. Unfortunately, or fortunately.
Adam, who do you think is going to get the starting nod in Pittsburgh?
My guess is Russell will open the season. That's my guess. I don't know that because that's where they were. But I don't think that he's going to have a long leash. And I do think they're intrigued with Justin Fields. And I do think that Justin Fields is going to get his opportunity at some point in time, even if that means getting some plays with Russell initially or whether they eventually turn to. I don't know how that's going to play out. But my guess is that Russell starts the season, but Justin will see some time.
You know, the Packers kicking competition, I'm sure you haven't been following it as close as we have, Adam, but just more generally, when a team has a kicking competition where both guys are kind of doing average, and then they're looking on the streets after, somebody else maybe gets cut after roster cut down, does that end well for the team looking for a kicker? Or does that end poorly for the team looking for a kicker? Because if the Packers were to go outside at this point, you're picking up somebody else who already lost a different kicking competition. I just don't know what they can do at this point. It seems like they're going to be stuck with a average at best kicker.
I disagree, Gabe. A lot of times teams have a couple of kickers in camp and both kickers doing very well, and teams quickly see it. And so even though there are 2 kickers in the Packers camp right now squaring off for that job, they're really kicking against the rest of the league too, because there's going to be a kicker out there who doesn't make it that they feel comfortable with. There might be, or they could feel comfortable enough with one of their guys. But whoever they decide to go with, whether that's one of the guys they have or a guy that's somewhere else, like you could just say to a team that has 2 kickers, and I haven't, in all fairness and all honesty, I haven't tracked to see who's got an extra kicker. I would be really surprised if there weren't a handful of teams that had qualified extra kickers. So maybe Green Bay looks at one of those and says, you know what, we'll trade a conditional 7th-round pick to you, or you just wait for that guy to be cut. Look, that's what happens with the second kicker on a team. Look, last year, Dustin Hopkins was traded from the Chargers, I believe, to the Browns. My kicking knowledge is up to date. And Dustin Hopkins went on to have a Pro Bowl caliber season, signed a contract extension that makes him one of the highest paid kickers in the game. So, yes, it can end well. It's not unprecedented in any way, shape, or form off the top of my head.
Adam, did you see Tom Brady's comments about rookie quarterbacks?
Yeah.
He sounds like old guy venting who hasn't been out of the league too long. Is there any? I just don't know what angle he's coming from here as far as dumbing it down.
Chewy's in the take one to no one situation on that one, Adam. So he knows what that sounds like.
Yeah.
I think that the game is constantly changing, and it's changing at a rapid rate. And the quarterbacks who are coming into the NFL are throwing the ball more than they ever have in these spread offenses and being groomed to play earlier in the league. Like, I'm just telling you, when I was growing up, and I'm older than both you guys, I believe. Chewy, how old are you?
55.
How old are you, Gabe?
38.
I'm the old man of the group, 57. Okay? So I remember when I was growing up, it was football gospel. You needed 5 years to judge a quarterback. You couldn't judge him before 5 years was up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't tell you how many times I had that conversation with my father. When the Jets or Giants would have a new quarterback. The Giants just drafted this guy from Morehead State named Phil Simms. The Jets just drafted this guy from Cal San Luis Obispo named Kenny O'Brien. We're not going to know for 5 years until they can play or not. And now judgments are made on these quarterbacks within 2 years, sometimes within a year. So Tom may say that rookies need to pay their price or pay their price or pay their dues, whatever the heck he's saying. I understand that. But the timeline on these guys has been accelerated so much that so much more is expected of them sooner than ever before. And it doesn't help that you got a guy like C.J. Stroud who comes in and plays better than any rookie quarterback ever has. So now the fan bases in Chicago and Washington and Denver, they actually think like, wow, look what our rookie quarterback can do. Well, don't you understand that what that rookie quarterback did last year is almost unheard of? Like that doesn't happen. But rookie quarterbacks do get out there faster than ever, produce more than ever. There are unusual cases like C.J. Stroud. So I don't know. Would it be nice to have a guy that you could slowly bring along like a Jordan Love, like an Pat Mahomes? Yeah, that does happen. Every case is different. But there are also more cases of guys being thrust into action because there are more people, more fans who want to see them sooner than ever. And we live in a more impatient society than ever. And it's also carried over to teams and the way they handle their quarterbacks.
The only thing I could think of, Adam, would be Brady's gripe would be, look, back in the day, I used to have to know 5 reads. I'd have to go 1, 2, no, 3, no, 4, and then hit 5. Now I think these kids are being taught because they're such great athletes. They go, okay, go to 1, go to 2, get outside the pocket, make something happen. That's the only gripe I could, him being a little burnt that these quarterbacks are such better athletes today than they were back in the day, and that bothers them a little bit.
It's just, it's look, I have Tom's the greatest. And I can't wait to hear him on Fox, but it does sound a little old man off my voice.
Well, so Schefter, we'll get you out of here on this. How did your 40-yard dash at the Fanatics Fan Fest come together, and now you have that title of fastest man in Michigan media?
Well, I don't know that I can beat Desmond Howard, but I'm willing to try that as well.
I'm going to bet on Desmond. I'm just going to tell you right now, probably going to bet on Desmond.
Chewy, that's a big mistake. Okay, you are underestimating my athletic prowess. I'll just say that right now. Okay, but how about this? I'm the fastest white man in
there.
How about that? Right?
How did that come together with you and Rich?
First of all, Rich and I were co-sports editors of our college newspaper together, and we've known each other for a very long time. And he was a year behind me at school, and we both were at Fanatics Fest, and we were at this 40-yard dash area. We were brought there together, and Michael Rubin raced Rich, and then someone's like, well, why don't you race Rich? And I'm like, yeah. Now, I will say in my mind, I'm a competitive guy. Rich has done an unbelievable amount of tremendous work for St. Jude.
Mm-hmm.
He's run the 40 every year. He's got lots of attention. He's become the unofficial off-season king of the 40-yard dash for a tremendous cause, I should say. So I applaud him for that. But I said, I want to take down the king of the 40-yard dash in my mind. Now, there was no training. There was no thought. There was no planning of this. It just was a spontaneous, momentary thing. And so I didn't even look at the course. So they said, step to the line. Like, you could see he crouches down. I was standing there. Go. And all I could think is, I got to beat this guy. Whatever it takes, I got to beat this guy. And I'm going as fast as I can in my work clothes. And I feel like I'm kicking his ass, frankly. And I'm near the end. And I don't know what happened, but there must have been some invisible white line that somebody stuck up and just tripped my foot. And I face planted into the mat. And before I face planted, in all honesty, my knees smashed into the turf-covered cement floor. Like, I went down, and I'm like, oh, my God, I am in pain on not one knee, on both my knees. And I pulled up my, pants legs, and both, the skin on both knees was scraped off. They're swollen and raw. I'm lucky that I wasn't hurt, and I'm lucky that matting was there, because if it wasn't, I would have had my teeth replaced. I would have had stitches in my face. It would have been a mess.
All right, Adam, before we let you go, I want you to be honest now, though. You think you were in the 7s. You weren't a 4.9. Was it a 7.4? Maybe an 8.1?
Chewy.
Yeah.
If a football team wins 3-0, does it matter what?
Good point. Good answer.
And with that, Schefter, we'll let you go. Thanks for hanging out a little bit longer with us today on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Schefter. It's a great walk-off. And he's brought to us each and every week by the Island Resort and Casino. It's a premier resort destination, the largest north of Milwaukee, with everything you like to do, including golf, in one awesome location. Visit islandresortandcasino.com and book your total experience today.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria is nestled on the second floor of St. Kate and is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. You can learn more or make reservations at Aria at stkate.com. That's Aria at stkate.com.
Change the way you do business and take more control of the payment process with Fifth Third Bank's Treasury Management Solutions. Their market expertise and managed services streamline the entire payment process and integrate with your existing systems, giving you more control than ever. With their suite of payment solutions, you will soon recognize new revenue sources that can save time, offset operating costs, and improve the bottom line, all customized for your business. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Pain from arthritis is just awful. Bone on bone, constant pain. It robs you of so much of the things that you love to do. But there are effective ways to deal with that pain. I'm not talking about drugs or surgery. Hey, this is Brad Nortman. There are new cellular therapies that can get you lasting relief. The place to go? QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge treatments that accelerate your body's own healing properties, revitalizing your joints so you can move again. If you're living with chronic pain from arthritis or injury, you need to know that steroids and surgeries and pain pills are no longer your only option. Learn how QC Kinetics can use advanced regenerative medicine to treat the pain, enhance your joints, restore mobility, and give you long-term relief with no downtime. QC Kinetics is ready to help you get your life back. This is the future of medicine. Call for a free consultation. 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Jen Latta here from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I have told you about the delicious pizza you can find at Proof Pizza inside St. Kate. Now there's even more to be excited about with new sandwiches on the menu. Available every day from 11 to 4, you can enjoy options like the turkey pesto, the meatball hero, the Italian hoagie, and more. Skip the same old lunch at your desk and grab a delicious sandwich from Proof instead. Order inside the restaurant or directly from the bar at St. Kate. Explore the new sandwiches and the rest of the menu at proofpizzamke.com.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaki County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer cater to golfers of all skill levels. Settled amongst over 250 acres of beautiful private land, the Bog offers a truly unforgettable golf experience. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, and after your round, have a signature cocktail while enjoying our Friday fish fry from the clubhouse overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, a future rocket scientist, we have liftoff, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Do you have a car, boat, ATV, or motorcycle taking up space in storage or your garage? Homer here, asking you to consider donating it to Rawhide Youth Services. Co-founded in 1965 by Bart and Cherry Starr, Rawhide is a local faith-based nonprofit organization dedicated to inspiring and equipping at-risk youth and their families. They need vehicle donations to support their mission of helping troubled youths transform their lives. Visit rawhide.org/donate and learn how you can help today.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What was a rebound? What did you just say?
Robust.
Robust.
You could say robust. Doesn't robust sound like a nice word of saying just a click below fat?
No, buddy, you're not fat.
Well,
you're
there's
rebound.
Well, Charles Barkley.
There's another R.
Round mound of rebound.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Always love it when Schefty joins us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. But before he did join us, we were talking about ESPN.com's ranking of the 8 divisions in the NFL. Chewy seemed to take some umbrage with it. He did not think it was accurate. So because there are only 8 divisions, Chewy felt he could handle ranking all 8 divisions. So quickly, big guy, what do you got for us? 1 through 8 NFL divisions. Who you got?
1 through 8, I got AFC North. I think we all agree on that, right?
Yes.
Then I go AFC East because the Jets are going to be better than you think. Dolphins, Bills, Patriots stink. Then I'm going NFC North.
Okay.
NFC North. Chicago's the wild card. Packers double digits. Detroit double digits. Minnesota in the tank. It all depends on the Bears. I think the Bears will be much better. Then I go to NFC West. NFC West. Cardinals stink. I think Seahawks, they could win 9 games, and everyone likes the Rams. San Francisco, they love. And then I go AFC West.
Really, above the AFC South?
Yeah, AFC South, I think, is terrible.
AFC South is really interesting.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Like, the AFC South, the AFC West is bad once you get past the Chiefs. They're all bad.
But what did I get? I said AFC, then I went NFC East. See, I put NFC East below just because I think Washington and New York are worse than the Raiders and the Broncos. Would you agree with that?
I think
I think the Chiefs and Chargers.
Washington's going to be better than the Raiders.
Yeah, but the Chiefs and Chargers are better than Dallas and Philly. Are you in on Dallas with the dysfunction that's going on?
I'm not
there?
in on the Chargers right now either. I think
You're
they're
not?
I think eventually they're going to be going in the right direction,
Okay.
but it's going to take them some time to get in that right direction. They cleared the deck. Nobody knows who Justin Herbert's throwing the ball to.
NFC South? Terrible?
NFC South is the worst division.
You think it's worse? And
Yes.
then I put, maybe I was wrong with AFC South. I should flip-flop those.
Yeah. Because the AFC South...
Yeah, but I think Houston's stepping back. I think the Colts, I don't think they win double digits. Jacksonville, you got
That's your
them
guy.
double digits?
I think that is a really good division. I don't know if they get a wild card.
Tennessee's terrible.
Tennessee's bad. I'm discounting Tennessee. But I'm intrigued by the three young quarterbacks with Jacksonville, Indy, and Houston.
All right, if
with
you were to
Anthony
pick
Richardson
one
coming
winning
back.
double digits there, who would it be?
Jacksonville. I think they bounce back. I'm a big believer in your boy.
Trevor? Or
Dougie.
Doug?
Both. I like your guy. I think
Josh is
I think
a hater. Josh,
I
why are you
think
a
Doug
hater?
is I think Doug is super underrated.
I just don't think Trevor Lawrence is that good.
Really?
I think Doug's fine head coach.
Okay. It's just Lawrence?
Yeah, he is what he is. Until he's not.
Okay.
Notice how he built himself a little bit. If Trevor Lawrence
good
starts the
hedge.
season on fire,
Yeah.
Joshy just covered his ass right there. That's exactly that was a masterclass in CYA.
Do not sleep on Atlanta.
Nobody's sleeping on
Yeah,
Atlanta.
you are.
I am.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you'll sleep on them, and then week 14, you'd be like, I liked Atlanta all along.
Everybody,
I thought they were
no,
going to be good.
I have stayed very consistent on Atlanta since they've gotten Kirk Cousins. I think Joshy is going to agree with me. They're going to win double-digit games. They're going to look great in the regular season. They're going to win that division. And then guess what's going to happen in the wild card round?
Okay. Why am I the only one that says don't sleep on teams?
Well, because you take teams that are good.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why.
I think that's not true all the time.
Like, if you were to say don't sleep on the Chargers, you're still kind of bridging. Like, the Commanders. Don't sleep on the Commanders. We'd be like,
All right,
that's
then
interesting.
is that legit if I say don't sleep on the Commanders?
Yeah.
You guys are so full of crap because you think the Jets are going to suck, and they're not going to suck.
You can't sleep on a team who's a favorite to win the division. That's just not possible.
Yeah, like the Jets. The Jets are going to win 9 games.
They'll be double digits. What's my boldest prediction? Aaron Rodgers finishes top 5 MVP?
I mean, I think he's probably top 5 in the MVP odds. I don't know how bold that is.
I'm out.
All right, we're going to figure out. We're going to teach Chewy about bold predictions and hot takes in 2 minutes. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got our usual delays on northbound 43 from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up towards Keith. The westbound side of 94, a bit heavy out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound 94 has some slowdowns between Meadowbrook Road and Highway 16 through that construction zone. Then you're back on the brakes from 92nd Street through the Stadium interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today, chilly start, mostly sunny and beautiful though with a high of 73 at the lake, 76 inland. Tonight, clear skies with the low of 55 at the lake, 50 inland. Weather is brought to you by Higher Love Cannabis Company. Find your Higher Love today, only 59 miles from Green Bay. Find higherlove.com/CBD. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The Island invites you to fall into golf with late season rounds at Sweetgrass or Sage Run. The vibrant fall colors and cooler temperatures make for great days out on the golf course. Fall golf rates run September 16th through the end of the 2024 season, with tee time starting at $75 and stay and play packages starting at $110. And submit your 2025 golf package request early to guarantee choice dates. Plan your fall golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com.
You know Fleet Farm's got everything for everyday life. But did you also know we have the best prices guaranteed every day? Pet food, wild bird food, automotive, hunting, fishing, farming, you name it. All your everyday essentials, all at the best prices guaranteed. And if you happen to find a lower price elsewhere, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Bruston Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Tomorrow I will be interviewing the Commissioner of Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred.
When do Gabe and I get to give you questions to
What
ask?
do you mean, when do you get to give me questions?
I feel like
I would ask you to stay tonight, but I only have the sofa bed, and it's where I sleep.
Well, we'll have to sleep head to toe.
All fans on this
What do
station.
you want to ask the Commissioner?
When's he
When I
gonna
said
juice the
earlier-
balls
when
again?
I
So where's my jacket?
Oh, I must have left it at James's.
Spent the night at James's, did we?
Yeah, but we reversed positions, so there was no funny business.
I got one. Are we still pretending like you can't see genitals through the player's uniform?
Yeah, classic. Uniform questions, hard-hitting journalism.
Yeah, and you know how much I love talking about genitals, but I don't think that's going to make the interview either.
It's a great question, though,
what the hell are
Josh.
you doing?
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on here.
Matthew.
Reverse position.
Yeah, head to toe.
So what? Your genitals are still lined up?
No, because I slept with my back to him.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his mouth. Talk about it, we all about it. They making plans, we sit.
I think I feel a little bit better about the Packers kicking situation after talking to Adam Schefter. I'm glad I asked that question. Because Greg Joseph sucked yesterday. He was bad. Missed 3 or 4 kicks.
Not very long. 40s? Is 40s long anymore or no? 40s is kind of... All right.
Is
like
it
a 48
unrealistic?
yarder today is a 40-yard when I played. Would you agree with that? Greg, no one was kicking 55 yarders back in the day.
Well, but here's the problem with Chris Jackie, who was your kicker when you won the Super Bowl.
He did make a big kick against San Francisco.
Oh, yeah. And because I used to have the VHS yearbook, yearbook videos, and I remember it after he made that 53-yarder against San Francisco in 1996 in the game where you helped fool the officials and tell Don Beebe that he needed to run. And Jackie makes a 53-yard to win it in OT. And Holmgren in the locker room afterwards. I don't even know if you remember this. We've never talked about this, but I just remember the video clip that's a part of that NFL yearbook.
Yeah.
How about our kicker who can't make a PAT but can kick a 53-yard field goal?
He wasn't a big fan.
He wasn't a big fan. The celebration after he made a 53-yarder to win it.
And the rumor is the dumbest rumor I've maybe ever heard in my entire life because I asked Chris about it and he said that was the dumbest. So, and I'm not telling you what the rumor was, but people who know what the rumor is, it's not true and it's the dumbest one ever.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Joshy, do you know?
No.
All right, well, you're never going to know.
So Joseph, well, he'll probably just tell him off air. Joseph.
I could just ask you later.
Hey, I was just trying to, say that for a fact.
Yeah, I know. You're a tough guy. Yes, very tough. So Joseph yesterday missed from 43, 49, 47, made from 41. Yeah, so what? I mean, in your day, Chew, 40-yard field goal, how often do you think you should make a 40-yard field goal in your day?
70-something% of the time.
I mean, I feel like 40-yarder should be a 9 out of 10 proposition today, right?
It feels like it.
Like, I'm not off. Like, if you're kicking a 45, like, these kicks, I don't want to say you make all of them.
Yeah.
But you're making, at
least half.
8 is 8. Like, you should make 8 out of 10 kicks from these distances that he had yesterday. 43, 41, 49, 47, right? And I'm with you.
Kicking, you're saying?
Yeah, in today's kicking. In today's kicking. So, I mean, Carlson pulls ahead now. I mean, Joseph has really struggled as of late. Do you think they'll look at another kicker? Or do you think they'll just roll with Carlson?
Guy there.
Well, I don't think they're going to take Hale. He had a better day than
Joseph.
Well, yeah, but I also don't think they're going to take Hale.
No, they're going with Carlson.
Like, do you think there's a possibility that they look if there's somebody else who kicked really well in somebody else's camp but ultimately lost to replace Carlson?
Do you think they'll keep one on the practice squad? Because you can essentially keep anybody on the practice squad.
Correct. Probably not, because you can just bring in a kicker from anywhere. If you want to throw him on the practice squad, then sure. That's what happened with Mason Crosby last year. He was just out there. Then he ended up on a practice squad of a couple of teams, got elevated by the Rams, didn't actually kick in the game, and then ended up, I think, on the 53 for the Giants when he ultimately missed a kick.
I don't know, Gabe. It's just if Carlson misses kicks during the regular season, what do you do?
Well, because here's my problem right now. Does it feel like Carlson's winning, or does it feel like Joseph is losing?
Joseph is losing.
Yeah. I don't
totally.
like it's. I'm not walking away from this going, I have confidence. Carlson, and we always go back to this in 2012 after, so the 2013 camp, after Mason Crosby had that horrific season and they brought in Giorgio Tavecchio and all those other guys. You felt like, okay, Mason actually won this and he's back. He's right to where he is. With Carlson, there's a couple of things. One, he doesn't have a baseline of me going, oh, yeah, I've got faith in him. And two, it's not like he's actually going out there and making 93% of his kicks. It's just that somebody else is missing more than him right now.
Yeah, it's like, let's pick the best of the bad kickers.
Yeah.
But it drives me nuts, people that, we don't care, it's kicking. Yeah, you don't care until it loses you a game.
Right.
And then you care. I don't know. To me, it's always been, and you know how I feel about kickers. To me, it doesn't seem that hard. Is it? There's no pressure yesterday, right?
I mean, you're competing for your job, so I think there's a little pressure.
A little pressure, but there's no rush. There's no crowd.
Well, there's a crowd there. I mean, that's not 80,000 people, but there were,
Yeah, but it's like, hey, Gabe, empty gym, we'll shoot wherever you want.
Yeah.
How many free throws out of 10 you think you could make?
I'm making 8.
All right. In Fiserv, places during halftime, places loud, people are into it. How many are you making?
3.
There you go. That's why I'm not very confident in that position going into camp. And the
first one's either an air ball or going off the backboard.
I don't want to say it's an important position. Until it is.
Yeah. Well, because you don't want to recognize the kickers are football players.
I mean, Ryan Longwell, love him. Great kid, great kicker. But his rookie season, we're in Philadelphia week 2.
Yeah.
And he misses a 22-yarder to win the game. What do you think we want to do to him?
Leave him in Philly.
Yeah. So, I mean, we all remember Mason Crosby in Detroit, where he got the yippits.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But then he was able to bounce back. And in fairness to Ryan, the rest of the season he was really good.
He was really good. And a great kicker.
Yeah.
Great.
And yes, he had that one low moment. But at the time,
do you care? At the time, do you care? No, you don't care.
No.
You don't care one bit.
But then over the course of the rest of the season, he was really good to the point where you're like, okay, yeah, this guy's our kicker.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Anders Carlson just continued to miss kicks last year and continues to miss kicks here. So, I
mean, you hate hold your left one when it's on the line, but might be holding both.
I don't know if I can look. I don't know if I want to look. Week 1 at Philly, in Brazil against Philly, 45-yard field goal to win it for the Packers. Does Carlson make it?
I would say it's 50-50.
Joshy?
I think so.
You think he makes it?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just at this point he's won it. And if
Joseph lost it. Let's phrase this correctly.
Yeah, you could phrase it however you want. They had 2 guys who've performed. They're performing to what we know them to be. So to be surprised by no one running away with it, it's like.
So would you let?
Two guys are kind of the same.
Well, but no. So again, this is a microcosm for other things, though. You're hoping the young kid grows. He hasn't. What if other young kids on the roster haven't been growing, and that's why they struggled in Denver?
So would you let him go today and say, all right, Carlson, and start building up his confidence? I would. I mean, is there a need to wait until... When do they play? Friday, Saturday?
They play Saturday
afternoon. Is there
afternoon.
a need to wait till Saturday to see if it's not over yet? Or do you tell
I think
Carlson
this is over.
he's won?
I think this is over.
And, hey, you need to make kicks.
Unless
You're our
Carlson goes out there tomorrow in the joint practice and misses 5 kicks, he's won this thing.
All right. Because there is a little Flores to this thing, if that's true. Well, it's like, what's the best for the kicker we're going with? Tell me one before the hand and say, all right, we got confidence in you right now. You're a guy. We didn't even wait till the last cut. We didn't make you sweat it out. You're our guy. Work, get confidence, and here we go.
Yeah, I think that's the way to go.
To that.
I think there's something, trying to build up your guy. I think there's something there. Joshy found an interesting list yesterday. The least attractive hobbies for men. We'll see if any of the hobbies we have are on that list. Maybe some hobbies you have are on that list as well. We get into that coming up next. But if you're looking for a better used car interest rates, at Ewald, they make it easy to save thousands during the used car rate reduction event where you can get rates as low as 4.9% on Ewald Automotive Group's best used cars. That's 4.9% on over 600 vehicles at their 10 locations. Increase your purchase power with a better used car from the name Milwaukee has trusted for 60 years. They make it easy, so race to your local Ewald for this deal as it ends August 31st. Or go online, ewaldauto.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We got backups on westbound 94 coming out of the Marquette all the way to the stadium interchange. Back on the brakes coming out of the zoo all the way to the Waukesha County line. Eastbound 94 slowing from Elmhurst Road all the way to Highway 16 through that construction zone. And then one more backup from about 76th Street through the stadium interchange. Northbound 43 heavy from Fond du Lac Avenue up past Keefe. Traffic is brought to you by Two Men in a Junk Truck. Have unwanted clutter or junk? Go to twomeninAjunkTruck.com for a free, no obligation estimate. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, a chilly start, mostly sunny and beautiful, a high of 73 at the lake, 76 inland. Then tonight, clear skies with a low of 55 at the lake, 50 inland. Weather is brought to you by the Racine Raiders. Catch the Gridiron Bowl 2024 on Saturday, August 31st at 7 p.m. at Horlick Field in Racine. Get your tickets now at gridironbowl2024.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The Jen, Gabe, and Chewy podcast is sponsored by Celsius Energy Drink, and I am here to tell you it makes a huge difference in my mornings. With a unique blend of essential energy and key vitamins, Celsius is your partner to an active lifestyle. My favorite, the Peach Vibe. Learn more at Celsius.com and pick up Celsius Energy Drinks today. For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria, nestled on the second floor of St. Kate, is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com.
Finally, warmer weather, green grass, birds chirping. Don't spend your weekend surrounded by all that junk. Get your free, no obligation, same day estimate from Two Men and a Junk Truck. You'll restore your sanity and reclaim your space when Two Men and a Junk Truck pulls in your driveway. Visit twomeninAjunkTruck.com for your free, no obligation estimate today.
Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. It's racing season at the legendary Great Lakes Dragaway, and our schedule of events is ready. We've still got our yearly holiday weekend races like Labor Day weekend, plus Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Night of Fire. You can also book corporate and private events. Take advantage of our season-long passes and even schedule a time to take your car down the legendary quarter mile. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for pricing and info. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Do you like your pickles warm or cold?
Want my pickle a little warm.
Warm's good.
It's better than cold.
Cold
You
can
got
be
shrinkage.
good, too.
Yeah, well, no,
Cold
shrinkage
can
gets
be good.
involved. It's not great.
On 94.5 ESPN.
I don't know where this came from, other than it was just making its rounds on social media yesterday. I don't, because there's a chart that's associated with it that you would think would be like an official study, but yeah, it was making its rounds on social media. The least attractive hobbies for men, according to women.
Yeah, but these are so dumb. I mean, they really are.
Okay.
I mean, you're a dork if you do most of them, okay? If a guy collects figurines,
Yeah.
what in the hell? What the hell's a figurine, number one?
Like an action figure, yeah.
You're a dork.
Okay.
That's fine
All
if
right.
that's what you do.
Okay.
And dork, I don't think is an offensive thing to say.
It's not nice.
But if you're a dork, you should know you're a dork.
I think nerd
I'm
is
not
the
saying
word
you
they
in
prefer.
general, but you should know you're a dork. Right?
I'm not saying you specifically.
I think
while I'm staring deep into your
Yeah.
soul.
I think if you're collecting wrestling action figures as a 30-plus-year-old man,
You're a dork.
Dork.
If you do magic tricks, you're a flippin' dork.
Illusions, Michael.
You're a dork. I'm sorry. You know, there's a lot of words you could say about me that I don't find offensive. That people, but you're a dork.
The magic trick ones here. Can you just give a rundown of the list?
Okay. So the least attractive hobbies for men, according to women. Number one, playing video games, which in today's society, interesting.
I think that skews young because it's a younger man thing. So a lot of women have to deal with it.
Okay. What if
consistently.
I sat around and played video games for 4 hours a day?
That's what you want to do, man. Go for it. You got time.
I'd call you a dork.
Thank you.
There's no difference between, to me, you playing video games or you watching the Mountain Men marathon for the 15th time.
No, that's kind of age appropriate. That's age appropriate.
Okay, that's
Am
fair.
I right?
You know what?
It's age appropriate.
When you're right, you're right.
Yes.
When you're right, you're right. Number two, collecting figurines, which had again, out of 100, an unattractiveness score of 85. Magic tricks only being 3 is... Again, now, magic tricks, I think, like, turns the corner where, like, because last week we were talking about, who were we talking about with Schefter? Oz. Yeah, Oz the Mentalist. So some of the stuff that he does is wild, but if you're just doing a, like, oh, look at this ring, oh, they're magically stuck together, or, like, pick a card, I can tell you what it is.
You got issues.
Yeah.
Imagine someone you know just being like a magic guy and busting out magic tricks at random times.
If they're doing the thing that you're pulling out of your sleeve.
The scarves.
Yeah, the scarves out of a sleeve. Yeah, I'm out. I'm out. Again, do something cool, like
40-year-old version. What would you call that guy? He is a dork.
Yeah,
probably more a loser.
Number 4, online trolling. The score of 75.
Keyboard warriors. Well,
Yeah.
You're just a slap.
So this one.
Now this is the only normal one.
Gambling.
That's fine.
70.
Why
Unattractiveness
does it
score of
bother
70.
women so much?
Probably could be spending money on more responsible things than whether or not the Chiefs are going to cover the spread against the Broncos.
Also, there are a certain brand of gambling guy who that's all they talk about, which then it becomes annoying. As somebody who does gamble themselves, if that's all you're telling me about, then all right.
Yeah, then you need to get rid of the girl. That's more of a girl problem than it is a guy problem.
Okay.
Because I don't, I got burned gambling.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah, I thought I knew it all, NFL. I know everything. Well, not so much.
Building model trains. Does anybody do that anymore?
Do I even have to, Josh?
I haven't run into a model train builder in a long time.
What about taxidermy?
This one being on here as a hobby is kind of weird because that's like a professional thing.
Who's doing this themselves? I feel like if you're getting whatever animal you would like stuffed.
Yeah.
What about, I wonder where they would fall on hunting, like women on hunting.
Again, I'm guessing that's a regional thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there were plenty of, when I was growing up in Horicon, plenty of women that hunt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Comic book collecting. I feel like the fact that this is only at 55 and collecting figurines is 85. Again, those I think are things you do as a kid. And then if they follow you into, they're kind of the same thing, are they not? They're in the same vein.
Yeah, I mean,
I think there is a level of the true high value of it and like the vintage nature.
Yeah.
Because some of that stuff's from like the 60s, 70s.
But what if I told you guys I like collecting Pokemon cards?
Are you making any money off it?
No.
If you're making money off of it, it's a different conversation.
No.
What are you doing with the Pokemon cards?
You're
just looking at them.
I'm sorry.
You're just looking at them. Are you using them? Because I think you can. Again,
there is a game.
I'm disconnected with Pokemon, but I believe there's a game that's associated with it.
Now the next one, if you admit it, you're a dork. Am I right or wrong?
I thought you were going to defend it because this
This is what I do. I sit by the bird bath and I do that, but I am not going to tell people I do that.
Told the radio audience that you do.
But I'm just saying, right?
Bird watching, 50% unattractiveness score.
Like my dad collected stamps. Weirdo.
See, so I missed out on the collecting stamps thing because I feel it was like a genuine.
Yeah. Really?
Well, because they came out with all these different stamps. Like now, who uses bleeping stamps?
Sure. I mean, what's a hobby is golf a hobby?
Certainly. Yeah.
I would think that's cool. Like Blammer is a hobby to me.
Trust me, as somebody.
Blammer's a hobby.
The Blammer is a hobby.
It's just called having friends.
No, it's a hobby. No, it's a total hobby.
Hanging out with your neighbor is a hobby?
With him, it is. Him, it's special. Because it's entertainment. There's times I'm like, God, I should pay a cover charge. I really should.
Oh, my goodness.
No, it's true.
Who would you be paying him?
Yes.
Just thanks for your time?
Yes. And I kind of do, but it's on the barter system.
Well, yeah, because that's the only way he knows how to operate at this point in his life. Oh, I'm surprised golf is not on here, to be honest, because I know it's a time-consuming hobby.
Yeah,
it is a money-draining hobby.
That one, I think the time-consuming nature is the one that gets them the most. A lot of these are kind of like, aside from video games, really, it's kind of can be out of sight, out of mind for a lot of it.
Except for the magic tricks.
Magic, you do.
Because you have to do it in front of people. Yeah, you're not doing. I mean, sure, you're practicing the magic trick by yourself in the mirror, but I mean, the reason why you practice is so you can do it in front of somebody else.
Quickly, before we get to Sophia here, what's the least attractive hobby for women?
Grinding.
No, that can be a good thing.
Not in my house. I think the number one is just don't grind us.
That's not a hobby.
That's not a hobby.
For some of them, it is. Yes, it is.
You're going to get yourself in trouble. Tread carefully. That's all I'm telling you.
What are women's hobbies?
Guys just don't want to be nagged.
I don't think anybody wants to be nagged.
This is a totally different conversation than the one we're having.
Like a hobby for, shopping? That's a hobby. Shopping is the equivalent to gambling for guys.
Sure, could be. Well, the only difference is unless you're selling the things that you're buying. Like gambling, you hypothetically, again, there's a reason that the casinos are as big as they are, so not a lot of people are doing this, but hypothetically, you can win money.
Yeah, but you know what the Spaniard does? Because he's a big gambler.
Okay.
You know what he does? Gives his wife a cut.
Okay, then she's in.
That keeps him happy.
Yeah,
right.
Then she's in. All right, we can ask Sophia about this.
You can. I'm out. I think I'm in trouble.
Yeah. Well,
why don't I just shut my mouth?
We tried.
I know. I can't.
We tried.
I can't.
It doesn't matter what age you are. Low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. Mentality, a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Look, I've got an appointment with Mentality today. It's one of my favorite things that I get to do because you're always checking in with them to make sure that your testosterone levels are where they need to be. And you might be dealing with low testosterone, not even realize it. Tired, groggy, just don't feel like yourself. Don't have that energy to attack your day the way you used to. Could be signs of low testosterone. That's what it was for me. And if your testosterone levels are low, you can work with Mentality, and it's going to be a customized testosterone treatment plan just for you. That's why I'm going back for a checkup appointment today, because they want to make sure that everything's going good, everything's there. It's not just a one-size-fits-all. They're checking in with you to make sure that your testosterone levels are where they need to be. So go to lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Learn more about Mentality and their low testosterone treatments at lowtusa.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Couple problems out on the road. Westbound on 94, right at the stadium interchange. We got the two right lanes blocked with a broken down vehicle. That's really tying things up out of the Marquette. Another problem out near Sunny Slope Road. Looks like we have the left lane blocked with an incident there on westbound 94. That's slowing things down back past the county line. And along southbound 43, backing up just a little bit right past Capitol Drive. Northbound slow around the North Avenue curve all the way up to Keefe. Traffic is brought to you by Dave & Buster's. Book your fantasy football draft party for a free draft kit, free room rental, free appetizers, and more. Dave & Buster's, your ultimate fantasy football draft experience. Visit dnbparty.com to get started. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, a chilly start, mostly sunny and beautiful, a high of 73 at the lakefront, 76 inland. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 55 at the lake, 50 inland. Weather is brought to you by QC Kinetics. Learn how QC Kinetics can use advanced regenerative medicine to treat pain and restore your mobility. Call for a free consultation, 414-285-3474. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
from the latest happenings on the diamond
With the team here the last couple days, Eric Haas had a big weekend, and pitchers love throwing to him. I mean, he's a great teammate.
to all the insight and expertise on things outside the ballpark.
Some of these deals, and of course the way that the wild card picture is right now, with the narrative is that there might be teams that are both buying and selling.
We only turn to one person. Batter up. It's Sophia Minnaert on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brought to you by Two Men in a Junk Truck. From unwanted furniture to full-service residential and commercial cleanouts. Go to twomeninajuncktruck.com to book your free, no-obligation, same-day estimate.
Always love getting the latest on the Milwaukee Brewers each and every Wednesday with Sophia Minnaert, catcher on Bally Sports Wisconsin. Good morning, Sophia.
Good morning. How are you guys?
I mean, we're good, but we're not as good as the Brewers.
Exciting one?
No, I mean, I don't think so. 6 in a row. And the quality of the opponents, I think, is the impressive thing about this, Sophia, because, and yes, now the Cardinals are below 500 after winning last night, but I'm talking about the 5 previous. To rattle off 5 in a row against the Dodgers and Guardians, I think is starting to catch the attention of baseball pundits across the league.
Yeah, I agree, and I think you can even stretch this out further. I mean, I would go back to when we started August, and the division lead was 5 games, and they were entering a stretch right after the trade deadline. They had an off day on the last road trip, and then it was 13 in a row against Atlanta. That was a series sweep. Come home, the Reds, a series win. 4 against the Dodgers, the split, and that was the start of the winning streak. And then you finish off with the Cleveland Guardians, who are one of the top teams in the American League, top of the Central, and a sweep there as well. And then you come here. So again, that's 10-3 over a 13-game stretch against really, really quality opponents. And then you come here with knowing you've got 6 left against St. Louis. Obviously, you want to keep that winning streak going, and you knew you needed 1 just to take that season series against the Cardinals. So I feel like they've shown a lot over these last 2 weeks, and hopefully they can keep it going here the next 2 games in St. Louis.
Sophia, early in the show, we ranked the NFL divisions from top to bottom. Is the Central the worst in baseball?
Oh, gosh. I mean...
Gabe, what was the other one you said?
I think it's the AL West, because at least in the NL Central, you have the Brewers. And everybody's kind of, I mean, the Pirates have fallen off, but kind of hovering around that 500 mark where, I mean, the A's are bad, the Angels are really bad, the Rangers have fallen off in the AL West.
Yeah, I think the AL West, I think the AL Central has some bad teams.
Well, that's just because the White Sox are dragging them down.
The White Sox, yeah, exactly. Look, here's the thing, though, I would say is I do understand your point of you can look at the other teams in the division. I personally don't think that takes anything away from what the Brewers have done, because you still got to win the games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm kind of sick of that narrative, to be honest, of you still have to go out and win the games. And by the way, they're playing well against teams outside of the division too. I don't think anybody on opening day would have said the Brewers were 20 games above 500 with a 12-game division lead sitting here at the end of August. I'm not sure anyone had that on their bingo card. So I do think this team deserves credit for how they've gone out and won. They've been really consistent. They had that one blip where they were 2 games under 500 in the month of July, but overall they've been very consistent. And again, I just think you've got to go out and win the games. So they've done their job to put themselves in this position.
Yeah. My reason I ask that is because I am still blown away on how all the pundits got it wrong. Because this is because no one had them going anywhere. This is like the Raiders this year going 13-4. It's how did you miss this? They are a really, really, really good team. It's just that
I think this is what makes baseball really fun, to be honest.
Yeah.
It is one of the more unpredictable sports, to your point, right? Of
sure.
The Raiders going 13-4. And sure, you can point to things like in the NFL, fewer games, more information. There's just like more on those matchups, all of that. I think baseball, this is what makes it great, right? It's so unpredictable. 1 month can derail and set your season on a totally different path. You know, think about if this team had gotten off to a terrible start in March and April, but they didn't, right? Like they started with a sweep of the New York Mets on the road, and then they kept it going in April. They put together a great month, and that just sort of set them up for and gave them confidence that they have sort of had that mentality of like, why not us, you know? And they've been playing really free. You can point to like their youth and their inexperience and obviously all of the roster turnover and injuries, but they've handled it and they've just kept moving forward.
Sophia Minert joins us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. If a playoff series were to start tomorrow, is Freddie getting the ball or are they giving it to Tobias Myers?
Well, I think you'd see both of them. I think I think your question, right, that you're asking is Freddie Peralta your game one starter?
Yeah, who's starting game one? Yes.
Yeah. I think right now it probably still would be Freddie, but we'll see. And so this is the other part of it is, you know, they've done a phenomenal job of putting themselves in this position with a 12-game division lead. However, getting into that 1 or 2 spot, which means chasing down the Dodgers or the Phillies, which they're only a game or 2 out, is huge because if you can catch one of those 2 teams, you get that bye and you go into the NLDS and you skip that 3-game wild card round series, which they got into last year with the Diamondbacks. So there is a lot of incentive for them to obviously lock up this division, but also just to keep playing the way that they have been because they know the value, right? Like they know the value of getting that bye. You get a couple extra days, then you've got more time to make those decisions about how you want to line up your pitching. There's more off days in there. You know, the wild card round, anything can happen in that series, which we have seen. So yeah, there's a lot for this team to continue to play for, even with their position in the division.
Sophia, outside of Yelich, is this the healthiest they've been all year?
Yeah, probably. I mean, you know, getting Trevor McGill back in the bullpen is huge for them. You know, that was something that they were looking forward to, getting Devin Williams back when they did. And then it was the next day that Trevor landed on the IL with his own back injury. So I think this is, you know, your bullpen's in a really good place. You've got good options. The only piece that they've been missing of that regular group right now is Hobie Milner. He's on a good track to come back here soon. They should be getting Blake Perkins back, so that helps their outfield depth. It adds a switch hitter to the mix. Again, more options off of the bench. They've got the 3 catchers going right now, so yeah, it's you know, you kind of want to like knock on wood and sort of bubble wrap everybody, but I think across the board, yeah, this is probably the healthiest they've been and kind of full strength for where they've been all season.
How are the Brewers treating? Chewy brought up Yelich. How optimistic are they that he's going to be ready for the start of next season?
Yeah, I think they're very optimistic. Look, I think this was obviously a really, really tough decision because Christian really wanted to come back and play this year. Like this is the fun time of year, right? You're getting into the 4th quarter, so to speak, of the baseball season. September's coming up. You know, they're hoping to win the division. They're hoping for a good postseason run here. And look, if Christian Yelich isn't an all-star in the first half, they're probably not in this position, right? I mean, what he did in the first half to set them up for this, and he wants to be out there. So physically, he just was not going in the right direction. They decided on surgery, and with that being said, I think this gives him a longer runway for rehab, for recovery, to get himself ready. A normal-ish off-season is what he's hoping for with this extra time, and then be ready to go for spring training and for opening day. So that's definitely where his focus is. That's definitely where the team's focus is looking ahead to next year. And they still feel like Christian has a lot of good baseball ahead of him.
Is there anything else going on with the team that we should be aware of? Because I do have a list of things I wanted to run by you that we were just talking about, but I wanted to make sure we get all the Brewers information out there.
Yeah. No, fire away. Let's
Okay.
go. This is going to be, I know this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, so there was a list going around yesterday, Sophia. Least attractive hobbies for men according to women. So I'd like to get your reaction, especially because Jen's not here. So we're just, it's a Dude Wednesday. We're, trying to figure out, these least attractive hobbies for men according to women. Number one, so let us know how you feel, how attractive or unattractive this may or may not be. Number one on this list was playing video games.
I'm neutral on that.
Okay.
I mean, if you're playing, 23 hours a day, that's a problem.
Not real motivating.
Right. 23 hours a day,
Yeah.
that's not attractive. If we're talking like an hour or two or even 3 after work, I mean, I'm with baseball players every day. That's like a primary hobby off the field, right? So I'm pretty neutral on that one.
Collecting figurines is number 2 on this list.
Less attractive, but I could be persuaded if there's like some nostalgia involved.
Okay.
Right? Like if it's a collector thing, if there's nostalgia involved, you've been doing this since you were a kid, it's it's a hobby you have. Okay.
What if they want to display
As
them?
long as it's not weird.
What if they want to display them in the house, like in the living room?
Absolutely not. That feels like something that can go.
All right, I think we're on the same page there. Number 3, magic tricks.
Oh. Wow. Good party trick, right? That could be fun.
Yeah, no. See, you're stretching. See, so Sophia, I think magic tricks can turn the corner. Like if you're doing David Blaine type stuff, where like that. But if you're just doing, hey, I'm pulling scarves out of my sleeve, I feel that's not good for anybody.
Right, like magic tricks. I mean, are we talking card tricks?
Yeah,
Are we talking David Blaine? Are we talking pull scarves out?
Yeah, I think we're talking like the basic stuff you probably see at like a kid's birthday party. Like, oh, hey, look, I've got these 2 rings. Now they're together. How did it happen?
Yeah, next. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Yeah.
Gambling. Gambling on the list.
Oh, that one's a trap, too.
What if you get a cut, though?
Because Chewy has a buddy who cuts in his wife with any of the winnings that he gets from his
Like, he's a
gambling.
big NFL gambler, and he'll, make some change and give her, a couple
That's
thousand or whatever.
I haven't heard that one before.
Changes the game.
Yeah. Gambling within reason.
Okay,
right? Like,
within reason. Fair enough.
Gambling within reason. Some parameters. And if I got a cut, obviously I'd be more.
That makes sense. How do you feel about building model trains?
Building model trains. I'm okay with that one.
Okay.
I mean, it's at least it's like somewhat creative, right? Like at least it's somewhat creative and I don't know, there's a process involved and I don't know, I'm okay with that one. I have friends that do that like with their kids, so I think that's kind of fun. Like something you can do with other people too.
Taxidermy.
That should be /hunting.
No, because
are you okay with hunters,
so really,
Sophia?
Really, that's hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had a couple people that texted in. Taxidermy, not an attractive hobby for men, and gives off some serial killer vibes.
They're not picking up roads.
Yeah, right. See, yeah, I agree with you. Hunting is the hobby here, not the taxidermy, unless you're just randomly buying, dead mounted animals. But I did not grow up in a hunting family. That was just not our vibe. I personally don't love it as like decor, but if that's your jam, that's your jam. So,
are there any that we missed on here, Sophia? Were there any that missed? Like, come to your mind, like least attractive hobbies for men according to women?
Yeah, that was a pretty good list.
Okay, kind of hit them all.
When you started this list, I thought you were going to go with honestly like physically disgusting ones, like.
Oh, sure. I mean, but
that's
these
where
are
I thought this was going.
no, just hobbies. Harmless for the most part. But again, I think I was honestly, even though magic tricks is 3, I thought it would be higher. Because if somebody's out there, doing, trying to be Job from Arrested Development and trying to do the illusions, that's just not good for anybody.
So the video games was the top one.
Video games was top one, yeah. Video games, collecting figurines, magic tricks, top 3. Sophia, thank you so much for your time. Always appreciate you playing along with us. Can't wait to talk to you more about the red-hot Milwaukee Brewers next Wednesday.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Sophia Manor, catcher, Valley Sports, Wisconsin. Brewers at Cardinals tonight. She joins us every Wednesday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Next edition of Behind the Bucks is here on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher. Bucks stars share their experiences from competing on the world's biggest stage, the Olympics. From battling against their Bucks teammates to teaming up with fierce rivals, all for the glory of a gold medal. Behind the Bucks offers unique access and deep storytelling for Bucks fans unlike ever before. Presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Find it, bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
Get the ultimate experience with dozens of self-service betting kiosks, seating for more than 200 people, a broadcast booth, a first-class bar, and their new restaurant, The Kitchen. They also have a VIP deck and, of course, the Big Kahuna, the video wall over 2,000 square feet. If you're in a rush, they also have free parking for you. They've really figured it all out. It's a new era of sports betting at Potawatomi, so get in on the action.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% when you buy 1 pallet or more of select shingles. Plus, save 10% when you buy 68 or more select OSB sheathing. And if you find a lower price in-store or online, we'll match it. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go, so I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partner with Beacon. With the Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like Certainty Landmark Pro, right at my fingertips. It's like having my Beacon rep in my pocket 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through November, purchase Certainty through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $750. Beacon, always building.
When your job demands more than just hard work, trust Timberland Pro, the brand that defines superior comfort, performance, and durability. Built on a legacy of craftsmanship, Timberland Pro provides boots and apparel that stand up to the toughest challenges. Our products are as resilient as the skilled men and women who wear them. From the workshop to the job site, Timberland Pro is there with you every step of the way, blending innovation with time-tested quality. Discover why professionals choose Timberland Pro. Always do, never done. Visit timberlandpro.com or your local Timberland Pro dealer.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
With 18 unforgettable holes on 250 acres of natural private land, the Bog provides the ultimate golf experience. To book your next tee time, call 262-284-7075 or visit golfthebog.com. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the Bog.
Hi, it's Haley from the newest Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek. Come see me today. Haircuts are just $20. Lady Jane's, Oak Creek on Howell Ave, just south of Puth Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Big hurt.
I heard that's like, eh.
Ron in the Key Wagon saying you guys should slow down before you take on a sponsor.
Here I am.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
I think where we're landing on this list, and, Ron saying, he thinks Sophia finding a way to rationalize some of them. I don't think there's a single hobby out there necessarily that is a deal breaker for anyone, because you're into what you're into, right?
Yeah.
It's just, how far do you go with it? Except for magic tricks. Again, like the magic tricks is the one thing that, because you need participation. Yeah. Like if you are somebody who builds the model trains or whatever, and you're going to some back room in your house, like you're not bothering anyone.
Yeah.
You're just kind of doing.
That's fine.
You're doing whatever.
But you're not my guy.
Oh, and
you're not my
who cares?
guy.
I mean,
exactly. You do whatever you want, but
your dad didn't care much for football.
Never played a sport in his life.
Yeah.
So
showed up to your college games, reading a book while the
defense was out there. Did I talk sports with my dad? Never. Did I watch games with my dad? Never.
But it's about taking it too far. It's like when Sophia was talking about playing video games. Okay, it's part of the culture. Now, if you're playing 20 hours a day, all right, now we're talking about this.
She pivoted on gambling. When they get a cut, they always do.
Again, you bring in anybody on the cut. That's how you get hooked.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think they missed any on here.
Why didn't they do one for guys evaluating women's hobbies?
Because at the end of the day, Chew,
yeah,
we'll rationalize just about anything.
Yeah, we're much easier going.
We'll rationalize just about anything.
You're right.
For example, I'm allergic to cigarette smoke. Never thought I'd date a smoker. Guess what I did in my dating days?
Secondhand smoke.
That's what I'm saying.
I also think women just tend to be more normal about their hobbies. Because we all know the softball guy. We all know the gambler.
Yeah.
And that's all consuming and all they talk about. Like, if a woman's knitting, it doesn't bother me.
No.
You're just, it's not.
Have at it.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
Painting.
Have fun.
That's fine.
Painting, gardening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if I want to watch sports, get off my ass already. Am I right?
We'll need touch next.
Problems continue westbound on 94 at Highway 175 in the state.